Namaste dear students, welcome back. So I am here with one more problem today. So we are solving illustration number 15. So which has been asked in the December 2008 question paper, University of Mysore. So let us look into the problem. Gangadhar Company Limited issued a prospectus inviting application for 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 1 per share payable as follows. On application rupees 2.50, that is 2 rupees 50 paise. On allotment rupees 3.50, that is 3 rupees 50 paise, so that including premium. On first call rupees 2 per share, on second and final call balance amount. Applications were received for 1,44,000 shares and allotment was made pro rata to the applicants of 1,20,000 shares. Remaining applications, money refused and money overpaid on applications were employed on account of sum due on allotment. Madhu, to whom 1,000 shares were allotted, failed to pay the allotment money, and on his subsequent failure to pay the first call, his shares were forfeited. Srinidhi, the holder of 1,200 shares, failed to pay the 2 calls, and her shares were forfeited after the second call. The forfeited shares were reissued to Arshita for rupees 8 per share as fully paid. Pass the necessary journal entries and prepare the balance sheet in the books of the company. So now it is one of the simple problem if you look at. So Gangadhar Company Limited invited applications for 1 lakh shares, but public applied for 1,44,000 shares, and this problem is with premium. So here Madhu, who is the holder of 1,000 shares, so he failed to pay allotment money. That means we have to calculate like how much allotment money has been paid, how much not paid, that calculations we have to do since allotment level failure is there. And the second is Srinidhi, holder of 1,200 shares, failed to pay both the calls, that is first call and second and final call, and all the shares were forfeited, that is belongs to Madhu 1,000 shares and Srinidhi which belongs to 1,200 shares. So all together it has been forfeited, and the same being reissued to Miss Arshita at rupees 8 per share. So this is the problem, and the problem has a premium adjustment as well. So it is not so tough like other problems which are all you have solved till now, but because it do it do not contain an adjustment that which will have like partly reissue and all. So it is completely reissue, so it is going to be bit easier compared to other problems. So without any further delay, let us start the solution part. So let us commence the solution part of illustration number 50. So here number of shares issued. So how many shares issued by the company Gangadhar Company Limited? 1 lakh, correct? Next, number of shares subscribed. So how many shares has been subscribed by the public? 1,44,000. So 44,000 additional application has been received. Therefore, this situation we call it as over subscription. This situation of 44,000 surplus we call it as a over subscription. So what we are doing now? We are doing pro rata allotment. So pro rata allotment. Pro rata allotment. Correct. So now let us look into that pro rata allotment. Actually, how many application money we are keeping? 1,20,000. So out of 1,20,000, 1 lakh into how much is the application money? 2 rupees 50 paise. 2 rupees 50 paise. So calculate that. 1 lakh into 2.50. 1 lakh into 2.50, that is 2,50,000. So this is transferred towards what? Transferred towards application money. Correct? Application money. Out of 1,20,000, we are transferring the 1 lakh application money to the application money. So the rest 20,000, whatever has been given, that we are going to transfer towards allotment. So calculate 20,000 into 2.50, 50,000 rupees. Adjusted to allotment. Adjusted to allotment. Okay. So then rest 24,000, that we are rejecting and refunding. So that 24,000 also we are calculating 24 into 2.50. So 24,000 into 2.50, that comes to 60,000. So that is rejected and refunded. Rejected and refunded. Understood? So now if you total this, you are going to get 1,44,000 shares. 1,44,000 shares which is subscribed by the public. Okay. So I believe you are clear till here. So you don't have any doubt. So now we have to look into the adjustment, because there is a person called Madhu who failed to pay allotment level, who failed in paying the allotment level. So let us start working note number 1. Working note number 1. Okay. So what we are going to calculate? Calculation of shares applied by Madhu. Correct? Applied by Madhu. So now we have kept how many shares? 1,20,000 shares for applying 1 lakh, because company have 1 lakh shares company is issuing, but we have kept like 1,20,000 shares application money with us. So now let us understand. So what is the number of shares held by Madhu? 1,000 shares. Correct? So then what is the number of shares applied by Madhu? So we have to do the cross multiplication. So let us do the cross multiplication. That is that is 1,20,000 into 1,000 divided by 1 lakh. So if you are going to do this cross multiplication, so you are going to get answer of 1,200 shares applied by Mr. Madhu. Mr. Madhu. Okay. Applied by Mr. Madhu. Understood? Fine. So now we are going to do the calculation, that is working note number 2. So let us look into the working note number 2. Working note 2. Calculation of allotment money not paid by Mr. Madhu. So what we are going to calculate? Calculation of allotment money not paid by Mr. Madhu. Mr. Madhu. Okay, so now we are going to calculate that. So now, what is the number of shares held by Madhu? 1000, correct. What is the allotment money he is supposed to pay, which has been given in the problem? 3 rupees 50 paise, that is inclusive of premium. 3 rupees 50 paise. So if you do that 1000 into 3.50, so you are going to get 3500 rupees. Okay, so now less excess application money adjusted to allotment. So we have to deduct the excess application money which is paid by Madhu towards allotment. So how do we get to know that excess application money? See, working note number 1 we have done. So in that clearly we have calculated that number of shares applied by Madhu is 1200. But Madhu is the holder of how many shares? 1000. So he applied for 1200 shares, but we have allotted him only 1000 shares. Then this 200 excess application money is adjusted towards allotment money. Clear? That has been adjusted towards allotment. So now we are going to deduct that. How to calculate? Actually applied by Madhu how many shares? 1200. But we allotted how many shares? 1000. So the balance is 200 shares. And what is the application money? 200 into 2.50, 2 rupees 50 paise. So calculate 200 into 2.50. So that comes to 500 rupees. So which has been paid by Madhu at the time of application. Clear? Which we have adjusted towards allotment. Excess application adjusted towards allotment. So therefore, if you deduct that, therefore allotment money not paid by Mr. Madhu. Understood? Fine. So next, working note number 3. Calculation of net allotment money received. Calculation of net allotment money received. So first make a note. Net allotment money due. Net allotment money due. For how many shares? 1 lakh shares into 3 rupees 50 paise, that inclusive of premium. So that comes to 3,50,000. Less excess application money. Excess application money. Excess application money. Excess application money adjusted to allotment. How much excess application money adjusted to allotment? So look at the working note here. Adjusted to allotment 20,000 into 2.5, 50,000 adjusted to allotment. Clear? So because it is a pro rata based, so 50,000 you have to deduct. 50,000 we have to deduct. So then what is the balance due? 3 lakh rupees. 3 lakh is the due. Clear? It is a due amount. Okay. Next, allotment money less allotment less allotment money not paid by Mr. Madhu. How much he did not paid? We just calculated. Therefore, allotment money not paid by Mr. Madhu, 3,000. So, not paid by Mr. Madhu, how much? 3,000. So, deduct 2,97,000. 2,97,000 is the net allotment money received. Net allotment money received 2,97,000. Okay. So do you have any doubts? See, now commonly students will have a doubt when this working note should be prepared. In what circumstances we are supposed to prepare a working note. It is very simple, dear students. Whenever a shareholder fails to pay allotment money, whenever, I am repeating, whenever shareholder fails to pay allotment money, in such a case you are supposed to prepare this working note. Okay. I am ready with the journal entry table. Journal entries in the books of Gangadhar Company Limited. Date, particulars, LF debit, credit, debit rupees, credit rupees. So let us start with the first entry, that is always bank account debtor 2, equity share application account. Correct? Equity share application account. So how many shares did applied by the public? That is 1,44,000 shares into 2 rupees 50 paise each. So 1,44,000 into 2.50. Check out how much. 1,44,000 into 2.50. That comes to 3,60,000. So both the column 2, 3,60,000. 3,60,000. Okay. So write down the narration being application money, equity share, application money received. Okay. So now second entry, that is going to be a transfer entry. Clear? So what is the transfer entry? Is equity share application account, equity share application account debtor to share capital account. Since it is a pro rata, then to equity share allotment account to bank account for rejected and refunded. For this, from where we are going to copy the amount? From the first calculation. Clear? So from this. So out of 1,20,000, 1 lakh into 2.50, 2,50,000 application money. 20,000 into 2.50, 50,000 adjusted towards allotment. Then 24,000 into 2.50, 60,000 rejected and refunded. This same amount we are going to transfer there. For capital 2,50,000, for allotment 50,000, for bank account 60,000. Clear? So let us finish off the entry. So here equity share application account, that will be 3,60,000. So out of 3,60,000 rupees, how much we are transferring to capital? We are transferring to capital 2,50,000. How much adjusted towards allotment? 50,000. How much rejected and refunded? 60,000. Okay. So now write the narration being equity share application money transferred and excess application money adjusted to allotment remaining rejected and refunded. So this is the second entry. So now we are moving towards the third entry. So third entry is going to be a due entry. Okay, so that is allotment money due entry. So what is the third entry then? Share allotment account debtor, equity share allotment account debtor to equity share capital account to security premium. If the problem is with premium, right? Security premium account. So what is the allotment money due exactly? So that is on 1 lakh shares. Correct, on 1 lakh shares at rupees 3.50, at rupees 3 rupees 50 paise on 1 lakh share. Calculate how much it came. 3,50,000 rupees. 3,50,000. Out of that, for capital how much? For premium how much? 1 lakh into 1, because in the problem he said it is premium of rupees 1. So 1 lakh into 1, 1 lakh. So then 1 lakh into 3.5 minus 1 is 2.50. So that comes to 2,50,000. Being equity share allotment money due including premium, so I'm done with this entry. So now I'm moving towards the fourth entry, that is a receipt of allotment money. Okay, so fourth entry. So when you are receiving, that is very clear. Bank account debtor to share allotment account. Share allotment account. How much? 2,97,000. 2,97,000. How? On the basis of working note number 3. If you want, refer working note number 3. We have calculated. I will show you working note number 3. Calculation of net allotment money received. So how much we got? 2,97,000. So that is what directly have copied here, 2,97,000. Okay, so then what is the narration? Being equity share allotment money received. So right, being equity share allotment money received Okay, so next is fifth entry. So fifth entry is first call money due. Equity share first call account, equity share first call account, debtor to equity share capital account. So what is the due? How many shares? 1 lakh shares. What is the amount of first call? First call amount is rupees 2, correct? On first call rupees 2. 1 lakh into 2 is 2 lakh. 2 lakh. Okay. So write the narration being equity share first call money due. So we are done with the due entry. So let us move further to the receive entry. So that is going to be our sixth entry, bank account debtor to equity share first call account, equity share first call account. Okay, so then how to calculate the receive entry? So there was a 1 lakh share which has been called, clear, out of the holder of 1000 shares, that is Madhu, did not paid allotment and first call, correct? He did not paid allotment and first call. Then another person called Srinidhi, holder of 1200 shares, holder of 1200 shares, did not pay the both the calls, that is 2 calls. 1 lakh minus 1000 minus 1200, that is how much? Calculate 1 lakh minus 1000 minus 1200, that is 97,800 into 2 rupees. Understood? 97,800 into 2. So that comes to 1,95,600. 1,95,600. 1,95,600. So write down the narration being first call money received, first call money received, except 2,200 shares held by Mr. Madhu and Miss Srinidhi. Okay, so understood. So next I am moving to the seventh entry. So that is second call money due. So but before going to the second call, so he has already, Madhu has failed to pay allotment money, failed to pay first call. So his share has to be forfeited. So let us pass the forfeiture entry, share capital account, share capital account. So now here you have to be bit clear and bit how much he has paid till this stage. So that on application Madhu has supposed to pay on application money how much? 2 rupees 50 paise, correct? Then on allotment how much they are supposed to pay? 3 rupees 50 paise, correct? On allotment 3 rupees 50 paise. On first call rupees 2, on first call rupees 2. So if you total this, you are going to get like 6 plus 2 8 rupees. 6 plus 2 how much? 8 rupees. But this 3.50, 3 rupees 50 paise inclusive of what? Premium. So deduct that premium, less premium. less premium. Less premium. So that is 1. So then is actually at this stage he is supposed to pay how much? 7 rupees. So on how many shares? 1000 shares into 7. So that comes to 7000 rupees. Then he is supposed to pay security premium also. That also we consider here. Security premium account 1000 into how much is the premium? 1 rupee. So that is 1000. So next, write debtor, share capital account debtor, security premium account debtor, 2 forfeited shares account, that how much he has paid, 2 allotment account, 2 equity share allotment account because he failed to pay allotment money, then 2 equity share first call account, he did not pay first call also. So now it is very easy to calculate. So on first call how much he is supposed to pay? 1000 into 2, so that is 2000 he did not pay. On allotment how much he is supposed to pay? 1000 into how much? 3. Is it 3 rupees? No, right? So here we have to write, I am sorry, so we have to write working note number 2. So here clearly we have calculated working note number 2, that is calculation of allotment money not paid by Mr. Madhu. So therefore allotment money not paid by Mr. Madhu 3000. So how much he did not pay allotment money? 3000 rupees. So to equity share allotment account 3000. Okay, then forfeited shares account. So how much he has paid? So now calculate 7000 plus 1000, 8000, 3000 plus 2000, 5000. Okay, so 8000 minus 5000. So 8000 minus 5000 is equal to 3000 is the forfeited shares account. 3000 is the forfeited shares account. Okay, so now write the narration, that is being forfeiture of 1000 shares, forfeiture of 1000 shares held by Mr. Madhu due to non-payment of call money, due to non-payment of call money. So we are done with the 7th entry, that is forfeiture entry. So now we are moving towards the 8th entry. Okay, we are moving towards the 8th entry. So 8th entry, that is second call account. Okay, equity share second and final call account debtor to equity share capital account. So total number of shares 1 lakh minus forfeited number of shares. How many shares we forfeited which is held by Mr. Madhu? 1000 shares, correct? So then that is equals to 99,000 into what is the balance? 3 rupees, correct? 3. See, we have done the calculation here only. So till here it is 7 rupees. So face value of the share 10 rupees. So balance 10 minus 7 is 3 rupees. So 399,000 into 3, if you do that calculation, so how much you are going to get? 2,97,000. That is 2,97,000 2,97,000. 2,97,000. 2,97,000 being equity share second and final call money due. Next is the ninth entry, that is the receive entry. So bank account debtor to equity share second and final call account. Bank account debtor to equity share second and final call account, 99,000 minus. Now Srinidhi, the holder of 1,200 shares, did not pay both the calls, correct? So now deduct 99,000 minus 1,200. So that comes to 97,800 shares into 3 rupees. So 97,800 into 3, if you do that calculation, how much you are going to get? 2,93,400. 2,93,400. 2,93,400. So what is the narration being? Equity share second and final call money received. Being equity share second and final call money received except 1,200 shares held by Miss Srinidhi. Okay, so we are done with the ninth entry. So then we have 3 more entries to go. Clear? 3 more entries to go. So now I am here with the 10th entry, that is forfeiture entry again. So that is equity share capital account. So Srinidhi is the holder of how many shares? 1,200 shares. What is the face value? 10 rupees. So 1,200 into 10, 12,000. Okay. So now to forfeited share account, to Srinidhi did not pay first call account because she failed to pay both the calls, second and final call account, correct? So now out of 12,000, how much she has paid, that we don't know, but how much she did not pay, that we know. 1,200 into what is the first call money? First call money, they are supposed to pay first call money of rupees 2. So 1,200 into 2. Then second and final call money 1,200 into 3. Correct? 1,200 into 3. So now calculate 1,200 into 2, how much? 1,200 into 2, 2,400. She did not pay 2,400 and she did not pay 1,200 into 3, 3,600. Clear? So then how much she has paid? So now calculate 12,000 minus 2,400 minus 3,600. So she has paid 6,000 rupees. She has paid how much? 6,000 rupees. So highlight this part, 6,000. So next write down the narration being forfeiture of 1,200 shares held by Miss Srinidhi due to non-payment of call money, Okay, So now we are passing the 11th entry. So 11th entry is always a reissue entry. Clear? So now we are reissuing the shares to whom? Arshita. Bank account, debtor, forfeited shares account, forfeited shares account, debtor, to equity share capital account, equity share capital account. So now 1000 shares held by Mr. Madhu that we have forfeited, correct? 1000 shares held by Mr. Madhu forfeited. 1200 shares held by Srinidhi has been forfeited. Put together, that is 1000 plus 1200. 2200 into at what price we are reissuing? Reissuing at rupees 8. So 2200 into 8. How much? 17,600. So that is 17,600. Then what is the loss per share? Actual face value of the share 10 rupees. We are reissuing at 8 rupees. So then what is the loss? 10 minus 8. 2 rupees. So 2200 into 2. So that is 2200 into 2. 4,400 rupees. 4,400. So encircle this again. So highlight this. So 2 share capital, that is 22,000. If you add both, you are going to get 22,000. So write the narration being forfeited shares are reissued at rupees 8 per share, at rupees 8 per share. Okay, so now the last entry, that is 12th entry. So that is forfeited shares account debtor, forfeited shares account debtor to capital reserve account, capital reserve account. So how much should be transferred to capital reserve account? So calculate. So 6,000 minus 4,400, that is 1,600. See, we have here also first call forfeiture we have done. To forfeited shares account, how much we have? 3,000. So take that 3,000. Okay. Then in the next entry, that is forfeiture entry, 10th entry. So in the 10th entry we have forfeited shares account, how much? 6,000. Add that 6,000. So we got together 9,000. Now minus 4,400 which has been debited. So less 4,400. 9,000 minus 4,400. So transfer to capital reserve is 4,600. 4,600 being final profit on forfeiture transferred to capital reserve account, capital reserve account. Okay, so we are done with the journal entry part. So now we are moving towards bank account and balance sheet. So now I am ready with the bank account table. Bank account, particulars rupees, debit, credit. So we always start with 2 equity share application account. On application, how much we have received? On application account, how much we have received? We have received 3,60,000. Okay, 2 equity share allotment account. On allotment, how much we have received? 2,97,000. Yes. Then 2 equity share first call account, how much we have received? Check out We have received 1,95,600. So then to equity share, second call account, that is second and final call account, 2,93,400. Then equity share capital account, that is forfeited shares we have reissued, so that we got 17,600. Okay, so here by equity share application account, rejected and refunded is there, right? So how much rejected and refunded? Equity share application account 60,000 we have rejected and refunded. So by balance carried down, the rest is by balance carried down. How much? Calculate the total. 3,60,000 plus 2,97,000 plus 1,95,600 plus 2,93,400 plus 17,600. So that comes to 1 lakh. That comes to how much? 1,16,000. Sorry, 11,63,600. That comes to 11,63,600. 11,63,600. So now I am writing the same amount, 11,63,600. So total both the side, close the table, balance carried down, find out, minus 11,63,600 minus 60,000 which is refunded. So 11,03,600 is in the bank. 11,03,600 is in the bank, that is cash at bank. Okay, so now let us prepare a new balance sheet. So I am ready with the table for new balance sheet. So new balance sheet as on that date, liabilities rupees, assets rupees. Okay, liabilities rupees, assets rupees. So let us prepare the new balance sheet. So take down the first main is share capital. Since it is a oversubscription, so what we can do directly, we can now add everything, that is authorized, issued, subscribed, called up and paid up capital. So how many shares? See, there is no any partly reissue, so that is why it is bit easy. So entire 1 lakh shares, 1 lakh shares at rupees 10 each. So 1 lakh into 10, how much? 1 lakh into 10, 10 lakh. Okay, 1 lakh into 10, 10 lakh. That's all. So second main, reserves and surplus. So under that, reserves and surplus, under that we do have a security premium. So how much security premium actually? So that is on 1 lakh shares, premium is rupees 1. So that should be 1 lakh, correct? But the holder of 1,000 share, that is Mr. Madhu, failed to pay the money in allotment level only. So he is the holder of how many shares? 1,000 into 1. So he did not pay that particular premium money. So 1,000 you deduct. So you are going to get 99,000. Okay, premium which is not paid by Mr. Madhu I have deducted. Then capital reserve account, that is last journal entry. Capital reserve account. So how much? 4,600. Okay, so that's all this side. So let us look into the asset side. First part, fixed assets. Do we have any fixed assets in the problem? No, nil. So second, we do have current assets, right? So what is that current assets we do have? That is cash at bank. Cash at bank. How much do we have in the cash at bank? That is balance carried down in the bank account. 11 lakh 3,600. How much? 11 lakh 3,600. 11 lakh 3,600. So now let us total the bank account. So that is 10 lakh plus 99,000 plus 4,600. So the total comes to 11 lakh 3,600. 11 lakh 3,600 both the side. So we are done with the problem. It got tallied. Clear? It got tallied. So this is again the old kind of problem which we did before, like partly reissue, that kind of. It is not partly reissued. So that is completely reissue of forfeited shares. So that is why it is comparatively easier than the previous problem, because it is complete shares forfeited has been reissued. Okay, so I believe you have understood the problem. So I'll be back very soon with one more problem. Until then, take care. See you soon. Bye bye and stay safe.